Yo guys, what is going on? Today we're going to make an audio visualizer in Blender, so let's jump straight into this. I'm going to start by deleting everything and going Shift A, adding in a plane. We're going to go S10. This is going to be the bounds that we work in. So that we know where we're working, we're going to turn this into a wire, and now we can see if anything extrudes this. Now what we're going to do is go Shift A, add in a cylinder, and go RX90. Now we're going to scale it up to 3, the X and Y. And then we're going to go Control A. Sorry, we're going to go Control A and apply scale. Now we're going to go S, Y, and 10, and it stays in our bounds. And now what we're going to do is go Control A and apply scale again. So now this is just a calculated 1. Then we'll go into the tab key, go face select this face, we'll come around, hold down Shift, and select this face too. Then we're going to go delete faces, hit A to select all, and subdivide. Now it's subdivided all these and give them one subdivision here, but we want more subdivisions along here, so we're going to go over to this loop cut and give it one loop cut there, one loop cut there. Now we're just going to keep loop cutting it and trying to get it as square as possible, but it doesn't really matter. I would say probably there's fine. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go and hit tab. We're going to add in some modifiers, and these modifiers are going to be subdivision surface modifier. We're also going to add in a displacement modifier. We're going to hit new. The type to clouds. We're going to bring the depth down to 0, and we're going to bring the size all the way up so it's nice and probably like around about 0.8, like so. Finally, what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to go add in a material, and this material is going to be metallic, but we'll get into that further on later. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add in an array. If we add in an array, it's not going to be seamless. Like, I'll just show you. So we go to the modifiers, add an array, and make this 0, and on the Z, I think it's 1. Yeah, there we go. You can see it just doesn't match there. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to go Shift A, add in a empty. Then we're going to move this empty to a location of -10. Now, when we add in this array modifier, we don't even need this array modifier just yet, sorry. We need to add in a mirror modifier, and the target is going to be this empty, and we're going to untick this X, and we're going to mirror on the Y. And now it looks seamless. So then what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to add in that array modifier. And then we put 0, and on the Z, we've got to put that 1. And there we go. So let's go to the Y facing view, looking down, and go Shift A, add in a camera. Then we're going to go on the Z axis, and then what we're going to do is we're going to move this on the Y to 10, making sure they're on frame 1. You're going to hit I to enter the keyframe. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go over to our cylinder. We're going to go to the modifiers, this array. We're going to turn this array so it's not displaying. Just for the time being, we're going to go back to our camera, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be -30. And yep, we can see there's going to be -30. So we go -30, hit I to insert a keyframe, but make sure you didn't just do what I did and insert the keyframe at 1. Make sure you insert the keyframe at 250. No, I tell a lie. We want it to be 5 seconds, so let's do it at 120. So it's going to be -30, enter I. Then we're going to go all the way back to frame 1, and this is going to be 10. And I'm going to make this just for this part, we're going to make this 120. Now it's going to be looping like so, and let's add that array back in. We can bring up these numbers, and we don't see it repeating, so that is great. Now what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to go add in some lights to the camera. So we're going to go change this world light to black. We're going to go Shift A, add in a light, and this light's going to be a point light. And what we're going to do is we're going to change this to a nice blue. I'm going to bring this brightness up. As you can see, it's looking really rough on these edges. So go over here, go to the modifiers, and you'll see the level here is to 1. If we bring the level up, you're getting better and better quality. Obviously, for just the viewport, we don't really want that up really high, but make sure that the render is. But I'm just going to have this right down here, is it doesn't really make much difference. Then what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to go add in another light after we probably bring this brightness up a little bit. And what we want to do is make sure we've got ambient inclusion on, and make sure we've got a bit of bloom on. And if you want, you can put screen space refraction on. But before that, we actually need to go to our cylinder, and we need to play around with these colors. We want to bring down that roughness so we kind of get this almost electric kind of look. Then what we want to do is we want to bring this light closer to us. So click on the light, and we want to move it down on our Y to around about, I'm going to do 6 meters. I don't know, I'll probably do it like, no we won't, I'll probably put it around about here, 0.5. Hold down Control, and then click on the camera. But make sure you hold down Control on the, make sure you click on the light first, and then go to Control, then go to the camera, then go Control P, and it's going to parent it. So now when we hit play, this is going to move down this line. While we're here, let's set the camera to 17, and this is going to be through like this camera view. And finally, guys, we're going to add in one more light. So we're going to click on this point light here and go and duplicate it. So go Shift D, and we want to move it down on the Y-axis. But let's change the color to, we're just going to change it to like some kind of pink, and we're going to move these like so. Then if we want, we can go and duplicate this blue one again like so, and now when we play it, we've got them all moving down like so, which I think is really, really cool. And just to view what it would look like actually in the render, we can go back up here and we can turn our viewport display up like so. But as you see, it's getting really, really choked. Make sure, guys, you always save your files though, because it seems to crash a lot. Finally, guys, the part you probably all been waiting for, this music visualizer. So let's make that. Get out and get a frame 1, go Shift A, add in a icosphere. Now what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to go over here, and the subdivisions, it's going to be up to 4. Then what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to go and add in, firstly I'm just going to go to this camera view, then we're going to add in a decimate. Then what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to go over to the planar, and we're going to bring up these kind of angle limit. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add in a smooth modifier, and we're just going to bring up the repeats. Now we're getting this cool kind of checkered, not checkered, like cool kind of flatted kind of effect. I don't really know how to describe it. Finally, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to add in this displace, wherever it is. There we go, displace. Then we're going to hit the new, it's going to go funny, then go down to this little thing, and we're going to go distorted noise. It's all gone destroyed. Then finally, guys, what we're going to add in now is a wireframe like so. And let's go back to our camera, view camera. Then we're going to go back to this viewport, and we're going to make this really, really thin. So let's go with 0.005. Now let's go to our materials, and what we're going to do is change this material to an emission and give it an emission of neon-y kind of blue, and bring that strength up like so. I think that's pretty cool. That kind of so we need to go over and split our screen and change this to dope sheet, and one more time, and we're going to change this to timeline. Then guys, what we need to do is change this to the graph editor. Then make sure that you click on your camera and click N, and then make sure that you click on one of the points and then go to modifiers. And the modifier we're going to add in is cycles. As you've seen, it's just on this line like so, and then bringing it up. Now if we bring this all the way up, you're going to see it's just going to constantly repeat this. So don't worry about it going through here. As you see, it constantly repeats the same action over and over and over again, even though we just made one action. Finally, what we need to do, guys, is we need to add in our sounds. So you can go ahead and download sounds, or if you've got your own music, great, use your own music. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to change this to graph editor. So guys, now what we need to do is we need to click on this icosphere, go over to the modifiers, and we need to go to our displacement, expand that, and our strength we need to just hit I over it on frame 1, making sure that we're on frame 1. Now what we need to do is go to our keys and add, bake sound to F curve. Then what you'll need to do, guys, is you'll need to add in your music. If you've got your own music, that's great. If you haven't, you can always download some from Mixkit. That's where I get my music from. And now you'll see that it's reacting, and it's not reacting very much because the song doesn't really react until we get further on, as you can see there. But we can't hear any of the music. You're saying that's fine, let's go and add in the music. So go up to this plus, go video editing. Then what we need to do is we need to add in our music. So going back to the layout, make sure that we're on frame 1. I'd split the screen and video editing, the timeline, keyframe 1, go add sound and add in your sound. Now what we're going to need to do, guys, is we're going to need to add this icosphere to our camera. So now make sure you're on frame 0 or 1, Click on your icosphere, click on your camera and holding down Control, and then going Control P, parent to object, and now if we hit play, we get this doing its crazy thing. So guys, there we go. I hope that helped. If you want to make it that really iconic kind of iTunes classic kind of thing, you can always turn ambient inclusion on like this. Once again, it's going to be even heavier on your computer, and remember, this won't look how it does in the render, because you'll need to go over to your settings and view what it's going to look actually like, which would actually look like this. I think it's a little bit too much personally. I think I would prefer it down at 1, so I'm going to turn the render view down to 1 as well. So guys, I hope this helped. If it did, just want to talk over your rendering settings. Make sure when you render this, if you want to render it with your sound in this tutorial, make sure you have the audio set as MP3, because otherwise you will not get it rendered with your sound. And obviously make sure that it's in FFmpeg. So guys, I hope this helped. If it did, drop a thumbs up. If it didn't, drop a dislike, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.